Welcome to Lingua Latina Tutorials with Mr. K. This is the grammar exercise from chapter 45. Here we have practice with forming adverbs. And here we have a list. It says datur adjectivum. The adjective, the masculine adjective, is given. Da adverbium, give the adverb. And the adverb endings are all listed here. Either long E, a, long O, iter, ter, a short e, im, ius, or ies. And over here it shows how you form those. If you have an usa adjective, most of the time you add a long e to form your adverb. There are some irregulars that form it with an o or an im, and those just have to be memorized, which is one reason you might need to go through this list a couple of times as part of your memorization process for those irregulars. If it is an adjective in the third declension, ending in is or e, then it usually forms its adverb with iter. If it is an adjective, a comparative adjective, which ends in ior or ius, the adverb is the neuter comparative, which is ius. And if it is a number, like 5, if you want to say 5 times, it adds ies. 6 times, for example, would be sexies. So quinquies, sexies, septies, etc. So let's try these. We have superbus, proud. If we wanted to say proudly, since it is an usa adjective, we're going to add the long e. Superbe, proudly. Justus, just. If we want to say justly, juste. Lewis, since it's a third declension adjective, an is-e ending, we want to add iter. So light, lewis, lightly, leviter. Same thing for keller, kelleris. We want is a third declension, so we're going to add iter. So quick, we're going to say quickly as kelleriter. Pulcher may look like it's third declension, but we know it's a first, second declension adjective. Pulcher, pulcra, pulcrum. So it forms it in the regular way with a long e. Pulcre. And acer is third, so it's going to add iter. Acriter. Subitus, sudden, a sudden thing, is one of those irregulars that form with the o. And it has to simply be memorized. And you see it enough times in text that you should remember it. So with the long o, so to say suddenly, you add subito. You make it subito. Okay, go ahead and try the rest of those on your own. Let's move on to exercise 19. Here we have our principal parts of the verbs, which simply have to be memorized in each chapter. And the best way is to go from English to Latin and to make flashcards for them. So after you've done that, let's practice these. So we have conquiere, which means to move or to rouse. So conquiera, conquiwisse, concutum. Concitum. Conquiera, conquiwisse, concitum esse. And then concutora, which means to shake, and the io here means it's an I stem, so the first person singular is concutio. So we have in the perfect infinitive, concutora, concusisse, and concusum esse. That means to shake together. That's what the con means. Cutora, to shake. Concutora, to shake together. Decutora, when you add de in front of it, it means often means down. So to shake down, to shake kind of violently to where you could even tear down like a building, an earthquake could decutora, shake down something. And that is decusisse, decusum esse. Okay, for the actually for concutora, for concusum esse, you can think of a concussion, where your brains are shaken together to give a concussion. Okay, so go ahead and try the rest of these, and you may have to go through this section several times until you have this down. You know how important the principal parts are. You can't form any of the tenses, the various tenses or forms of the verb without knowing these parts. Okay, so great job on this chapter, and I guess we'll see you in chapter 46.